if you are somebody that is going to argue that prices will continue to drop and the market will collapse, look at the stats and the numbers with me so that you can get an answer for yourself. This will help you determine and answer your question if the market will crash further or if we're already at the bottom. I know this is a question that every buyer and seller has, and today I'll do what I can to help you understand what's coming next. All right, guys, so we are inside the stats center now. This is where we can do a breakdown of sale pricing going back as far as 2005. So that's 20 years of stats right here in front of me. What I have right here is resale numbers for all property types, and we can break it down by detached, apartment, and townhomes to see what happened with prices within Greater Vancouver area. Back in 2005, average price $440,000. We moved to 2015, that doubled almost, 877 to 900K up here in 2015. Now fast forward 10 years, we are sitting at 1.770 as of Feb 2026. So overall, it's an upward trajectory, even though there were some dips, and you can recognize these times here right before COVID, and this is when the market spiked up. Now I've said this before as well, the market should have never gone up like this, but multiple factors fuel the fire, which is why this happened. And now we are seeing a correction for the last 2-3 years. And just before we proceed at different property types, what I want to also show you guys is the total inventory and also the sales that are happening. So everything else stays the same. We'll go 12 months rolling and go back as far as 2005. Right over here, you can see that 5,000 plus listings in January of 2005 coming to 2015. That number was low. So hold your thoughts here. We're going to come back to, a dip down over here in 2016 May. So what we're going to now see is when the inventory was quite low, what happened to sales and to the prices. So May of 2016, detached in Greater Van. We will go back to sale prices first for May 2016. So 2016, look at this, the pricing going up, and when we make our way to 2015, they're still going to continue to go up for a little bit before they come back down in 2019, and then they go back up right after COVID here. And this is, if you guys see this growth right here and compare that to this chart right here, what happened in 2011 to 2018, what took 6-7 years for the growth to jump from this point to this point happened within 2 years during COVID. Now, we've seen this. We'll go back to, again, same reference point here for May 2016, lowest listings in a couple months over here. And then that spiked up the prices. And we'll come over here to new listings. And again, same trend. You can see that if you come back over here to May 2016, it was low. Here we are. And then new listings started coming up in the months to follow. So simple math, supply and demand as well. Now what's happening today is 2026, even though there are 5,896 listings active in Feb of 2026, we're going to see the sales to active ratio for Feb 2026, 0.091%. So still in a buyer's market. And let's go now to look at apartments and then townhomes. So that's sale pricing for detached home. Let's look at apartments, see what the numbers advocate here. Again, even in one of the shittiest markets for the last 2-3 years, you can see that the prices changed. Yes, but not as bad as rest of the country. So April 2023, 687 average price for a condo in Greater Van, and now it's 680. So that's a 4.8% decrease from the month before or 12 months before that. Now, if you look at again the inventory, the reason most likely for prices going down over here is again more options for buyers. So when you look at the total number of homes, there is a huge spike in the number of homes coming to the market, and sales are going down. What's this doing is creating more supply, less demand, more options for buyers, more negotiating power for buyers that are currently in the market. And looking at again, if it's a buyer's market or a seller's market, you're under 20%. We're still in a buyer's market, and I think it will probably be the case for the next couple months. Coming to townhomes, we'll take a look at the sale price again. That's a median average. right over here for Feb 2026, 999. And again, overall, it's an upward trajectory. Coming to total inventory, again, a lot of units on the market, which is probably why, well, ratios get skewed with that too, because numbers are changing and there's, more supply than demand. So of course, sales volume will be overall negative. But again, what matters is, for the purpose of this video, is will the market crash further like we talked about? In my humble opinion, and I've been doing it for about 8 years now, I think the market will go down, yes, but not in double digits, maybe like another 2 3%. And we are in that phase where a lot of sellers have already dropped the prices of their listings to the lowest they could. And people that bought in 2016 and before, they still are sitting on positive equity. So for them, taking another 20, 30, 40, 50K off their list price is still putting money in their pocket. So those people will still sell if they are looking to move on. And there are a lot of opportunities for buyers right now that are looking to downsize or upsize or whatever their case is. They can still use the equity they've built over the years and get something at a really good price and look at these opportunities that are currently in the market. But people that bought in 2020 and after during peak, they are in a big, I would say, question mark if they should buy or sell. And personally speaking, if I was giving you guidance on if you should buy or sell, I would ask you one question before that. If you have the capacity to hold on to your asset, do that. Unless you're in a situation where you must sell, you can't afford the payments, life is changing, then you got to do what you got to do. But if you're in a position to hold on to what you purchased, I would hold on to it personally myself, just because markets are bad right now for sellers, but it's not going to be the case always. It eventually will change with a lot of uncertainty in the market right now. There's a lot of things that are out of our control, and there could be some sort of government intervention in the near future, which could prevent the pricing to go down. If anything, if the economy is continuing to go at this pace, I don't think rates will go up anytime soon. And with what's happening in today's market, even though sales are down, prices are still at a 2 to 3% variance from last year. And that being said, if you are actually looking for guidance, unfiltered, honest advice about if you should buy or sell, I will attach a link to my calendar to book a call with myself. And it would be my pleasure to connect with you and speak about your real estate goals. Thanks for watching. See you guys next week.